Hi guys, welcome back. This is now issue 8. Let's build the Classic Routemaster. Okay, so in this issue, it looks like we're going to be building one of the front wheels, so I am quite excited about that, getting it onto the suspension. The first thing I notice is the quality. I mean, I haven't opened this yet, but the weight just in this one wheel alone is really heavy, to be honest. So yeah, just pure quality. And you know, the other parts we've got are really heavy as it is, so this is going to make one heavy Routemaster bus. So what I'm going to do is, we need some hot water to make the tyre a bit more pliable. So I'm going to go and get some hot water in a jug, and then we'll come back, we'll take a look at the parts, and then we'll get building. Okay, so I've got my jug of water from the kettle. It's been sat for about 10 minutes or so already, so that's not too bad. So let's crack on. We'll open the this issue, and then we'll just check off the parts. To say, this is just so, the wheel feels so heavy. Okay, so I'll open the parts. There's some very tiny parts here, so be careful when you're opening your package. So we've got this tiny AEC badge. And that is brilliant. I'm going to put that in the screw pot for the moment. We've got 8B, which is the hub cover, which is this silver part here. Okay, we've got 8D, which is the nut guard. Obviously AC was the logo, the AEC logo, which I just showed you, the AEC logo. Okay, and then we've also got AA. Sorry, I'm doing these in a funny order. I'm doing them as I'm seeing them. So that is the tyre, and yet it's solid. We've got AE, which is the wheel rim. Absolutely beautiful piece, really heavy. So yeah, really liking that. 8F, which is the washer, which is a plastic washer. And then we've got some JM screws, which are the tiny little red ones again. So I'm going to pop them into my screw pot, ready to go. And then we've also got some IM screws, and they're 2 black ones there. Now, I've got to say, I've seen a few YouTubers say they're disappointed in this issue. Whether it's because of the amount that you have to do, or it's not worth the money. I disagree with both. It's a wheel, we're going to need it for the bus. I'd rather have one, you know, the Routemaster with wheels rather than without. So I'm happy to be having this at an early stage. And also, I can't stress the weight of these. I mean, that is definitely worth £8 in my eyes. You know, to cast something like that, you know, if you were to hand make that, it would probably cost a lot more than that. So I'm really happy with this issue, all the parts and the costs. So now I've got that out of the way, let's start the build. So step A is to soften the tyre. So I'm going to grab some kitchen roll, move all these parts out of the way. And what I'm going to do is just dunk the tyre into this hot water. We're just going to leave it in there for a couple of minutes while we go over. It says you could gently warm it with a hairdryer, which means that no water will get inside the tyre. However, I don't have a hairdryer because I don't dry my hair with a hairdryer, obviously. But I do have a heat gun, but that's going to be too intense because they get red hot. They're designed for stripping paint. So I think if I used a hot air gun, that may, if I'm too close, cause the tyre to melt. But the tyre will not melt even in boiling water. So don't worry about that. So what we're going to be doing is obviously fitting the tyre onto the rim once this is warmed up a bit. I'm just going to check that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That is now a lot softer than it was. So getting some more kitchen roll, just going to make sure that this tyre is nice and dry. Dry the inside thoroughly. Which is obviously standard, you're going to do that. And this should hold the heat for a good few minutes, so obviously work as quick as possible. And I am happy now that that is dry. Obviously the warmth of the tyre is acting on drying the tyre out as well. Okay. And once that's done, we're going to pop this into the tyre. So just work your way around. And then pop that in. And it's easy as that. Okay, so when you're happy that that is seated correctly, which I am, we're going to move on to step 2. It says take the suspension arm and brake disc assembly assembled in issue 7. So we're going to be going back to this part here where we put the hub on, well, the brake disc. But I'm calling it a hub. Okay, and then we need to fit the wheel onto there. Like so. And then it's saying to place the washer in the hole. So I'm going to do that now, and that just sits in there like so. Once the washer is in place, we're going to use an IM screw and we're going to screw that through the centre of the wheel. I just need to change my screwdriver ends because I've got the wrong end. There we go, that should be a lot better fit. Okay, and then just screw that into place. and that has gone in nicely. And then we should have it three wheels. I do have quite a lot of play on that, so what I'm going to do is experiment. I'm actually going to take this screw back out, which is not ideal because obviously we've already cut the thread, but I'm sure it'll be okay just for a couple. And I'm actually going to try and modify this, and I'm going to use metal washers instead, just to see if I can pack that out a bit. So I'm just going to measure this washer up. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to remove the plastic. This is just all trial and error. I'm just going to try this. I'm going to remove the plastic washer that we were supplied, and I'm going to swap it for 3 washers. 2 of them, 2 metal washers are about the same thickness as the plastic one, and then I'm going to add a 3rd one. And what I'm actually going to do, as I say, this is all trial and error. I don't know whether this is going to work. I'm just going to grab a really naff paintbrush. And I'm going to pop in one of the metal washers, and then with some washing up liquid on my towel here, I'm just going to paint some washing up liquid on the top of the washer, and then I'm going to add the next washer. Again, I'm going to add some more washing up liquid, and the idea for the amount of washing up liquid is to give it some lubricant so that the washers can turn between each other, to, you know, so that the wheel still turns. I mean, this may not work. Maybe I need to add a 4th washer, I don't know, but I'm going to go with 3 for the moment. Okay, and then I'm going to re-screw the wheel on. Okay, that is a lot better, and I've still got my movement. Okay, I'm going to take this off one more time. I'm going to add a 4th washer now. And then again, I'm going to apply some washing up liquid in there just to lubricate all of that. And let's try that now, because there's quite a lot of travel on this screw. Okay, that seems a lot better, and I've got a free running wheel. And the play is now at a minimum, so I'm happy with that. That's much better than it was. Yeah, that's really good. I'm happy with that. Right, I'm just going to get rid of this water, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, got the water out of the way. So yeah, as I say, I'm happy with that. I mean, there's still a very small amount of play, but I don't think it's as much as there was. But this is just going to sit on the shelf anyway, so I'm not too concerned. But it's nice that I've just sort of used metal washers instead of the plastic. Okay, so the next job after that is we're going to secure the nut guards to the outside of the wheel. And you've got 3 small holes on the inside here. and we're going to line that up like so. This will only go on one way because obviously it won't fit the other way. So I'm just going to grab my screwdriver. I'm going to need to change the head because we're using a very small JM screw for this, and they are red in colour. So there we go. Obviously, if you have the right size screwdriver, you're less likely to damage the red screw. So I've just got one started, and then I'm going to get the other two started, so I've still got movement to line the holes up. Okay, that's two in. I'm just going to change my screwdriver again because I think I could have a better fit with this one. Yeah, and then I'll take note of that. So that was a J00. Okay, and then just get the last screw in through the front there. Okay, so once they're all in, just gently go round and tighten those up. Okay, I have one screw that doesn't want to go in. Okay, what's happened is the screw has sheared, and I didn't give it much force. So I don't know if anyone else has had that problem. It's in there, but the head's loose, and it seems to have sheared halfway down, unfortunately. I'm not too worried because you're not going to see that. So what I'm actually going to do is cheat. Pardon me. Right, what I'm going to do is put a very minute touch of glue on, just in the hole, no, sorry, on the screw. It's the only way I can think of doing this because the part is secured in with the other two screws. That isn't going anywhere. So it's just for looks wise. I need something to put some glue on. So I'm just going to put a dab of glue on this, and then I'm going to dip the screw in to the glue and then just pop it through the hole. Like so. And then it looks like the screw's in, because there's no point in getting a replacement because, as I say, it's just for, you know, it's just for looks, isn't it? So I'm happy with that. That's all good. It'd be interesting to see what issue 10 is like if I have the same issue with that. But no, I'm happy with that. Okay, so after we've put those in, the next step is to fit the hub cover. Which is the silver part. We're going to push fit that into the centre of the wheel, like so. And even with those 4 washers, that's still a nice tight fit, and it's level. So I'm happy with that. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to add the AEC logo. It's got 2 locating pins on there, and they are going to fit in those 2 holes. Like so. And there we have the wheel assembly completed. So there we go, that was it for issue 8. It was a bit unfortunate about those red JMs, that red JM screw shearing off in there. It must have been an imperfect screw. The other ones went in absolutely fine. It was just that one, and I didn't put any, I didn't put any more than reasonable force on that. It seems to be that other people are having, are fine with those red screws, but I've actually had nothing but ag with the JM screws, and they remind me of a screw in the Delorean. I think it's a QM screw, I believe, and they're so small that they just cause issues. They're always snapping, and these JMs feel like they're going that way, because if we go back to issue 2 or 3, whenever it was, I had to use all of those red screws on that panel there. I had a lot of trouble with those, where a lot of them weren't screwing in, they were just falling through the holes. I mean, not that that is the screw's fault, it could be the holes that are bored out. But to fix that, I've super glued the screws in that just fell through, and everything's all okay. So I'm happy with that as well. It just seems to be the way it's going. So it'd be interesting to see what the other JM screws are going to be like. But for now, this video, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. And if you'd like to buy me a coffee, then the link is in the description below. For now though, take care.